Greetings comrades, Soviet Gaming here. Today we'll talk about scripts for Warriors Dimension in Soda Dungeon 2. So after the last video I pushed a little bit, now I'm about level 5k, and at level 4k I started to experience difficulties. My guys were being really easily killed, and I realized that I need to change some scripts to farm faster, to progress faster. So actually we changed some scripts, well, most of them, and we will have scripts for most of the guys. We won't have the script for Soda Junkie today because he's kinda useless, you don't use them. I'll make a custom script for Huntress, but then again, she isn't the best character as well. And there will be no script for the BladeMaster because I'm not sure if you want to use him or not at his current state. But yeah, for everyone else who was mentioned in the previous video, go check it out if you haven't seen that. For the basic teams for Warriors Dimension, I will make specific script for everyone. Once again, if you don't know it by now, that's weird, you can assign script to your character over here at the character sheet in the blue book, and you can pick the script that you want. So okay, first of all, I created a new script which is pretty simple that I used to level up my characters to level 50 to unlock their character relic. That's really important and really helpful in the long run. So you would like to want that sooner or later. To do that, you will start at level 1 with like one mystic and the whole rest of the group with a single character type, and that will allow you to get XP faster. Try to equip the XP stones in the sockets as well, that will help. So that's what we have. First one, first line, enemy team alive, more than one, use strongest group attack. So basically, if there is more than one enemy in the enemy group, they will use strongest group attack. That will work for most of the guys, and you might want to equip your characters with the phantasmal claws. This thing, it will allow your guys to have all of them to have AOE attack, so that will help to the characters that don't have that, like Carpenters, for example. And the second line, which is pretty simple, for enemy that is weakest, use default attack. That will be enough to kill most of the bosses, so it shouldn't be a problem. You should be okay, and that script will allow you to progress faster, to farm, to grind faster. So basically, your mystic will stay on its normal script, and your extra guys who are leveling up will stay on a low-level grind script. That will help you a lot. Alright, now let's go over the main classes. First one is Mystic. I know that at some point I will have to drop her, but I really like her and she is really nice. I love to have a lot of mana regen and don't worry about the keys and fairies for now, so I'm using her in all of my builds. But I really feel that soon, specifically when I will have everyone with the class relic, I will have to drop her, but we need her script here anyway. So there we go. Ally status not positive recharge. That will allow you to use recharge every time your guys don't have a recharge, basically, so we will have mana regen at all times. Enemy team alive more than one, use strongest group attack. That will allow you to use your AOE attack on enemies, and I'll explain why I'm doing that line for everyone a bit later. You might want to exclude that if you don't plan to push like I do, because I prefer to go as far as possible to the further stages, and that helps me because, well, I'll tell you right now, it helps me because my Carpenters can't one-shot enemies at the later stages, and that allows me to lower enemies' health to the stage where my Carpenters can one-shot the enemy, that minimize damage to my group. You got the basics in the previous video, so you know what I'm talking about. Next one, if enemy is or use default attack. Since I use Mystic with my miners sometimes as well, I haven't actually done any mining runs, but I'll leave it here for now. And if enemy is weakest, defend. So basically, she doesn't do any attacks other than AOE attack, and that will save a lot of time. When your characters defend, it takes just a split second to go to the next character, unlike when do normal attack that doesn't do that much on Warriors Dimension. Next one is Nurse, because she is really important. You want to have nurses at all times with your team in Warriors Dimension because enemies hit really hard. So there we go. We did some major adjustments to the script from the one we used before. So now on the first spot is First Aid, because group heal isn't that effective anymore. I might actually put it to 80%, maybe 70%. You'll have to adjust it yourself as it needed. I increased it because you want your guys to be at maximum health, and group heal isn't that good anymore. I still have those, like if self HP is lower than 100% group heal and ally HP is lower than 80% group heal, because I'm still at the early stages of the Warriors Dimension. Later on it will be mostly useless. I will have to have two nurses who will heal each other as well, because if she is injured, there is a high chance that she will die because she can't heal herself properly. So yeah, this one is a must. That value will be adjusted by you. That one is kinda not that necessary, but I like it to have it right now since I'm running with one nurse right now. And after that, enemy team alive more than one strongest group attack as well. Sometimes she does that. I will explain why in a second. That one, enemy rank not normal, for the mini bosses use biohazard. I use this one because the poison does quite a lot of damage and that might help with the bosses, but most likely it's kinda useless because my Carpenters will most likely kill the boss fast enough. And then again, if enemy is weakest defense, so basically for all other situations, she will just defend. Now, why I have this line over here? In cases when my nurse isn't healing and she have nothing to do, she have that Osane armor, which is pretty good. It gives damage reduction and grants Dark Flame. It costs 10 mana and it deals quite high attack to the enemy group and chance to burn, so it will help to lower enemy base health as well, and it's really good skill. And since I have Mystic with me, I don't have issues with mana right now, so that's why I have it there. If you don't use it, if you don't want your healer to do that AoE attack, don't use that skill. And don't add this line, just delete it, don't add it. Next one is another necessary part of your team. Script is pretty easy. If enemy has essence, use ransack. If enemy weakest, use defend. As simple as that. Thief doesn't attack anyone anymore because, well, it will save a lot of time. You might want to add trigger enemy rank not normal, use strongest single target attack and put it on the second spot as well. That might work, but I don't see a really significant impact of that because my Carpenters are getting stronger and stronger as they go, and the attack of other characters doesn't really matter, but I'll leave it right now. So this will work for your overall progression. You might skip this out, it doesn't matter, but you want to leave him on defend. That will allow you to save a lot of time. And before that, on this line was ransack as well, so we ransacked the bosses. I removed it to save the mana. I removed it because it doesn't do that much. Bosses don't really drop anything useful anymore, so I'm not using ransack on the enemies anymore. Now let's move on to Mr. X, Mr. Dark Lord. He have more or less the same script that I mentioned in the previous video with a little twist. So if enemy has essence defense, so he won't one-shot the enemy with an essence. If enemy team alive is more than one strongest group attack, because his group attack is really powerful right now with the Carpenter setup, with the physical attack. I think he does about half of melee damage, which is pretty nice. If enemy isn't normal, strongest single target attack to do damage to the bosses, and enemy weakest defend. Once again, you might want to take those out to keep him safe, because when he's defending, he will take less damage, and if you don't have relic on him like I don't, he might be killed quite easily because he is really weak before that. But I leave it like that because I like it. So all those scripts that I show you, they can be adjusted to your own needs. Don't forget about that. This is not like rule of thumb, the best scripts ever, and they will change as you will go. This is just the basic that you will use. Now let's move on to Carpenter script. That one is really complex, guys. I worked a lot on it. Take a look. Enemy isn't or nailed it. Yeah, this is really the script that works for him most of the time, like all the time. This is the best script for the Carpenter right now. What's the idea? Why have isn't or instead of something else? Because if you have an enemy or on the field, that happens sometimes. Your guys will attack it before attacking the rest of the mobs. And I will tell you this, that will cost you a lot, because enemies starting to do insane damage. They almost one-shot most of my guys. Later on they will one-shot my guys, and I don't want to waste time on attacking the stupid ore of iron or copper or whatever over here. So we want to target on specific enemies straight away. This script will allow you to skip the ore and attack the next target. So with this script, our Carpenter will nail it, the enemy behind the ore, and ore won't allow him to tank it. I really recommend putting it on any script for any combat situation where you want your guys to attack the normal enemies. That will help a lot. So right, I also have the miner script for you guys that you might want to use or might not. It depends if you want to do mining. I haven't did it yet because I have a feeling that it's kind of useless yet for me, because getting those resources is really time consuming, and most of the time problem won't be the ore, it will be special resource, so sulfur or obsidian or stuff like that. It's really hard to get. I have no idea. I think it's just a random drop. So I have only one in all my games. So yeah, there is no actual easy way to get it right now, other than checking the blacksmith all the time and trying to find it here. and pure luck, guys. But yeah, if you want minor script, I'll show it to you in a minute. Let's move on to the Dark Mage. For the people who decided to go with the Dark Mage build from the very beginning, I strongly don't recommend it because guys in the Discord told me the same thing. Dark Mages aren't that easy at the early game. They are really dependent on the gear, and if you won't get lucky with that, I tried to run the Mage build to test it out. This script works like a charm, but it's really not that effective. Carpenters are actually clearing the stages so much faster. From what I learned in the Discord from the guys, again, you guys were a lot of help to me. You might want to switch to Dark Mage at stage 200,000, so it's 200k stage. It's so far away that I was like, okay, it doesn't really matter. Of course, you can play with it from the very beginning. You might invest a little bit more time into the relic and the items, and you will be okay. But I mean, I personally like Carpenters more, so I'll stick with them. For you, if you want to do Dark Mages, here is the script. Enemy, team alive, more than 2, Noxin. Enemy isn't or use strongest single target attack. So how does it work? Why 2? Because when you have Dark Mages, you will have 2 of them, right? At least 2 of them, maybe 3. And usually you are running with 2 Dark Mages, and in that case, for 2 enemies, you might want to use the Skull Blade or Laser most likely. That will clear level faster, so you won't have to use Noxin. But it's up to you. If your Dark Mages are good enough to clear everything, you can put it to 1 or maybe to 0, so you Noxin everyone out, up to you. But yeah, as I said, you can tweak those scripts for your own liking. Second line is for attack on the bosses, so you want to leave it on, and you want your Dark Mages to be equipped either with Laser or the Skull Blade. So basically, recommended build for the Dark Mage is using the Laser, right? The Tech Gem. Here it is. Deal 2.2 attack to the target, and it costs 20 mana. It is a good skill, people really love it, but it costs 20 mana, guys. In the early game, you won't be able to run it. As far as I understood, if I understood properly, I'm not that good with mages right now, you need at least 1k mana in order to run it properly. 1k mana on your character, otherwise you will run out really fast. If you're earlier than that and you want to run Dark Mage as well, you might switch for the Skull Blade. It costs only 8 mana. It does 2 times attack to the target and chance to burn, so overall I think it might be a good opportunity. Animation time might be a bit longer, but overall the damage output will be more or less the same as the Laser, especially considering that it will burn the enemy, so that might be an option for you if you are starting this early and you're low on mana. That build will work if you have Mystic in your team, for example. So Mystic will recover enough of your Dark Mage mana to use that. So guys, as promised, the Hunter build, the Hunter script. Really sophisticated enemy, rank not normal, so basically those are for the mini bosses and the bosses mark for increased damage on them, and enemy weakest defense. So all that she will do is mark the enemies, because her damage is weak, she can't really do that much, and it will just slow you down. If you want to use Huntress, that's the way how you can use her. If you have your suggestions, let me know in the comments. And now, the part you've been waiting for, maybe not really, the minor script. Actually, in reality, the minor script didn't change at all since the early script guide that I did before. We might want to remove this one, delete has essence, because we aren't going for the essence enemies anymore. We will be going specifically for the ore. We won't have the thief with us, so it doesn't matter. Just use this. Enemy rank not normal, use strongest single target attack. This is for the bosses. Enemy is ore, use a pickaxe, so he will focus on the ores. Enemy team alive more than 1, use default attack or strongest attack, up to you, or strongest single target attack, up to you, depends on how much mana do you have and how much mana do you wanna waste. I suggest going with the default attack, it should be kinda okay. And fourth, enemy team alive equals 1, so when there is only 1 enemy, you should use transmute, because you can transmute only 1 enemy per level. If you put it higher, you'll try to keep transmuting the enemies and they will keep resisting it, and that won't be efficient at all. So this is the thing that I recommend. I tested it, it works pretty well, you will see it right now. So that's how the run with the miners will look like. They will focus on the ore, specifically, as you can see here. And when they're done with the ore, they will focus on the little mouse. Let's see. So yeah, they will transform her into the ore. and try to take her down. As simple as that. And yes, running with the miner build is extremely slow, so I strongly suggest going for auto run. So instead of doing it manually, you can just go in, select the required level, which will be 1.5, I think, because that way you can get all the drops and enemies will be weak. Up to you. I'm not sure, maybe at the later stages the drops will be better. Quick battle on and go. As simple as that, and boom, you are getting the rewards without any significant problems. And look at that, we have a lot of different ore. Look at it, we got platinum, we got uranium, we got gold, we got everything. So you can continue like that using the battle simulation, aim for the ores that you need. So there we go, we got our run finished, we got the miner leveled up a little bit. Let's see what kind of ores did we got that fast. We got another geode, you want to equip those on your miners when you're doing that. And yeah, we got pretty cool ores just like that, easily. So guys, the only person that we have left here is BladeMaster right now. Honestly, I never use him, he is level 1 for me, even still. What I think would be good, like, considering his skills and everything, if he would be useful ever, is to attack the mini-bosses, because he will take out the janitors and everyone with his powerful double strike. That's the only use I can find. Maybe he will be changed later, will be more useful, but for now, enemy rank not normal double strike, enemy weakest default attack. As simple as that, because there is no real need in him right now. Carpenters will do a better job right now. You might want to adjust it later if you'll find him useful, but for now, that's it, because I don't even know in which situation we will use him. And yeah guys, let me know in the comments, how did you like Warriors Dimension scripts? Right now that's what I'm using, and that might change later on. Once again, at later stages of Warriors Dimension, 10k, 20k, 200k, you might change stuff around, but for now, for the first like 10, 50 maybe k levels, it will be okay. I'm pretty sure about that. It will be all about how you level your relics. While you go into the comment section, please leave a like to this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Moreover, you might want to check the playlist down there for another Soda Dungeon 2 guide, or go to the website where I have most of those guides in the text format. Some of the guides there aren't covered on YouTube, so check it out. Also join my Discord, the link is down there. Follow me on Twitch, you will love it. And follow me on all the social media that are over here, or in the description, or in the pinned comment, or in the website, or in the Discord. You will find them if you want to. That's about it for now. Thank you for watching guys. Soviet out. See ya comrades. Bye.